Morning. Yeah, my name's Frank. Welcome to Living Therapy. Today in this video, we're going to do a guided meditation, which is something I do pretty often. Mr. Shoes is coming to visit. That's my dog, Mr. Shoes. He's hanging out in the background there. Yeah, we're going to do a little guided meditation, and after we do the guided meditation, we're going to do a little take a pause. You'll have a chance to reflect on what came up for you in the meditation, and as will I. And then we'll just kind of do a little bit of stream of consciousness, kind of unpacking of the meditation experience. I might talk a little bit about, you know, the meditation choices I made, what I experienced just as a teaching. That'll all come later. So that's what we're going to do today. And it's kind of exciting to do this. I'm going to be doing is just a little bit about me before we get there. My name's Frank D'Amato. I'm a holistic therapist. I practice internal family systems primarily, but I also mix together a bunch of experiential therapy. And the essence of this channel is taking joy. One of my core values that you'll see evidenced in my videos, but that it be helpful to state, which is I really take joy. I have a lot of joy in the process of going inside, healing, and integrating, and becoming more and more self-aware and more evolved. I just have a lot of joy in becoming more awake and aware. And so if you share that interest or joy, or maybe not everyone has a lot of joy with it. Maybe it's something you're curious about. Maybe it's something maybe you are a therapist. Maybe you just started doing therapy. Maybe you've been in therapy a long time. But if you'd like to move a little bit longer along the line of experiencing more joy in the process of looking inside, of being with our own feelings, click the subscribe button. Just, come hang out. So, because I'll be doing a lot of videos that all carry that underlying essence of joy at self-awareness and knowing thyself. Yeah. So, let's go ahead and kind of get into the meditation part here. So, feel free to kind of listen to my voice and take whatever direction feels comfortable to you. But also feel free to go your own way. If you have your own type of meditation practice, and allow my voice to sort of drift into the background and be here. Well, we're just going to begin by bringing our awareness to our breath in the moment. We're not really consciously trying to change the breath. We're just bringing awareness to it, letting it find its own rhythm. And as the breath comes in, we're going to allow our awareness then to start to move into our body. The breath coming in, and then just really noticing with awareness what happens in the body to meet the breath. And then from there, just really letting your awareness sort of dance around the body. Is there anything that calls to your attention in the body right now? Maybe noticing your feet on the ground. Maybe noticing your back or legs supported by the chair you're in. And again, noticing the breath coming in to meet our body and our awareness of the body. And we can shift awareness now, and let's just become aware now of the space around us. Just noticing that you can be aware of the space. And just tuning into that felt sense of how you know that there is space around you. And just feel into that, what it's like to feel and be aware of the space around us. We're going to make another little shift in a moment. And that shift is to become aware from the space around us. And without worrying how to do that, just trusting and knowing that the space around us is already awake and aware. And all we need to do is to rest into that knowing and feel what it's like to be aware from the space. The space that holds our bodies and our breath. And then from that sense of space, turning back towards our bodies, our breath. And from this space, we're going to invite in what we call an internal family system, our parts, which is really just our thoughts, our intentions, our emotions, that which we feel is us on a day-to-day basis. I really want to invite that everyday life mind concerns into this more spacious awareness. Maybe you're noticing what's present for you in your life, something that is concerning you or something a goal you're focused on. Maybe something your system wants to do later. And just noticing what it's like to be with those parts of ourselves, those thoughts, those images, feelings. And to be aware of the space that holds those as well. And just getting a sense of what it's like to really welcome those thoughts and feelings into this space. Like the Rumi poem, Guest House. What if we are right now a guest house for these thoughts and feelings that are active in your life? So we're going to really maybe hold all those parts, all those thoughts and intentions, and maybe see if they can occupy some sense of space, maybe on one side of your body. Because we'll also invite in energies that are present in the context of this moment, of me sitting here recording, and you there listening. And just notice what thoughts or feelings or parts of yourself come up around this moment. Is something in you interested, excited by the content of the meditation? Are you feeling something distracted coming in and not really hearing what's happening here? And just checking, what is your system feeling right now in this moment while you are engaged with me in this activity, this mutual focus? And just really welcoming that into the space, whatever's there. So in the moment, we're going to sort of shift out of the meditation space, but really just beginning to hold or continuing to hold a sense of spacious awareness, holding the body, our breath, and all of these thoughts and intentions, feelings, concerns. And just notice how you can be aware of all of those kind of simultaneously. You can be with all of that. And what if there was nothing to do, nothing to fix about any of this? What if all of who you are and what you are in this moment was just perfectly fine just as you are? What's here now when there's no problem to solve and nothing to fix? And so as you're comfortable, I'm going to invite you to open your eyes. I'm going to open mine, but only in your own time. When you feel ready, unless your eyes are already open, that's fine too. And then just beginning as you open your eyes, not to shift too quickly out of that state of awareness. Continue, see if you can continue to be aware of the space around you, space that is already awake and aware, and the thoughts and feelings and intentions inside you, the relationship between I, speaker, and you, receiver, in this moment. So right now, I'm going to just invite us to pause here, and if you want, actually what I would really like to see, I would really love to read what your experience was like in the meditation. So I'm going to go on in the video, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause this recording, and what I'd like you to do is also pause the recording, and in the comment section write down whatever your experience was in the meditation. Doesn't matter what, if it was you were distracted or what, just whatever you are aware of that experience was like for you, and just put that down in the comments section. I'd love to see what your experience was like, and for you to have a chance to see what other people's experience was like, and that so that we all can have a sense of community together and shared experience. It also gives me a sense of feedback too of what was working or feeling good or interesting to you guys as well. So go ahead and do that, and then once you're done filling something out in the comments, you can unpause and watch the rest of the video, which is going to be a little bit of my sharing of what my internal experience and how I was processing, what I was noticing. And I'm also going to pause this and write and reflect a little bit. So, okay, go ahead and do that right now. So, welcome back. I hope you had an interesting experience just writing. If in the future you want some guidelines or some practices for meditative self-introspective writing, I created a process called Writing from Within, which is a meditative self-awareness and self-dialogue form of writing, which is really powerful. So if you ever want that, keep an eye out for that video on this channel. It's not there yet, but it will be. So yeah, I'm going to share a little bit stream of consciousness here in this part about what that experience was like for me. So you get a little felt sense of what was happening on the inside for me. First of all, there's a part of me, as we would say in internal family systems, there's a part that is holding a sense of nervousness because this is very new for me. At the time of recording this, I have not even posted a living therapy video. I'm just practicing recording them. So this is very new. I am not used to leading a meditation in this format in front of a camera rather than alone in a room in front of a camera, as opposed to the groups I lead or when I lead a session with the meditation to begin with. So it's a little different for me, so that brings up just a little bit of an edge. But what I noticed was it was feeling a lot more comfortable than I had anticipated. And I'm noticing in this moment, as I'm talking about it, as I mentioned like my groups and my individual, I'm noticing a sort of like, connection. Like there's something in my mind making, this is the same. This is no different. And at its core, I can still be myself here the way I am myself in those contexts. And that's, I'm experiencing some kind of dropping or grounding in this moment as I realize that. My little explainer part's going to step in and just say, you're going to notice what I'm doing a lot is speaking for what's happening right now in the moment. And one of the things that I have really learned to track and process a lot is what is happening in my mind and in my emotional body in the moment. Being able to notice it and speak for it is a kind of, to me, a kind of core life practice. And it brings me such joy because it really helps me stay in the moment and stay in connection with other people. But you'll notice I'll put that in the here and now category. There is a level of communication. This is part of authentic communication. That's here and now. We're speaking about what's happening right now. And so when you see me name, right now this is happening, I'm in the here and now. It's here and now talk or chat. And it's a great practice to be able to notice and name what's happening in the moment. And I can say I'm feeling, having just said that, I feel excited. I feel like a little like, that was fun. That said, moving on with the, getting back to the meditation and what came up for me in the meditation. That progression is a new, something I'm honing in of more. Since I do a lot of guided meditations, they sort of evolve over time. For a long time, one of my first meditation teachers really used senses as a way to guide, and I will do some deep sense meditations. But the newer teacher that I'm following and learning from is much quicker into that, expanding into the awareness of space. So I spend a little less time now in the body or in the senses, although I really enjoy luxuriating in awareness of the senses, and like I said, I will do some of those in the future. But I'm aware of this sort of map that my parts are using of breath to body, body to space, aware of space, and then aware from space, as we start to realize our consciousness is connected much bigger than the body. And that's that first leap, aware of space, then aware from the space. Part of me is already connected to this expansive, awake, aware space around me. I am already in alignment with that field of awakening. And then turning back from that space towards the body, towards the self, the small self, the ego self. That's not bad. That is totally human. There's nothing wrong with our egos. And then we embrace them. And that was where I was inviting in the parts of yourself, as we say in internal family systems, the thoughts, feelings, drives, fears, all those parts of mind. There is going to be a more extensive series of videos on internal family systems and how I use it and how I see it and my connection to that. And if you're interested in that, just look around the channel about internal family systems. That is the kind of major structure that I'm following these days. I can do that pretty quick in terms of, like, if I lead an individual session, I can do a 5-minute kind of deep dive, breath, body, space, aware from space, aware of what a client is bringing in to the moment, and then that leads right into the session. What are they bringing forward there? And just naming, okay, what are you bringing forward there? And so that's essentially what we did. I did it a little bit more slowly, allowed myself to have some space with that. And then you got a chance to name what was coming forward. And I am very curious to read some of those comments. So I'm feeling quite hopeful about how this will progress in the future. That's what I'm feeling right now in this moment, a sense of hope around building more connection and relationship through this channel. And hopefully I really want to share what I've learned in a way that can reach more people. Right now, my sharing is limited to my individual sessions and my group sessions, and that time is only very limited. It's only 20-something hours a week that I really, maybe even less, that I spend face-to-face with people and sharing and giving this energy exchange of healing and integration. And I have a lot more of an opportunity. This technology offers a pretty good opportunity to share in a bigger way. So that's what I would like to do, is to connect. And that's what this whole project, this YouTube project, is about for me. So I'm just kind of allowing myself to kind of share a little bit here. But I think I'm going to wrap up. So just to kind of cover what we did today, this was a guided meditation session, and we started with an actual practice of a guided meditation. It's not scripted, although it kind of has a chord structure, and then kind of improvise off the chord structure. So I shared a little bit of the practice of giving guided meditations, in case any of you are facilitating or have facilitated and are interested in being a better guided meditation facilitator. I might talk more about that in another video. That would probably be fun to do. And then we had some time to reflect on that. And so by the time you read this, there may be some comments that would be interesting to read. So maybe take a chance to read back some of those comments of other people's experiences and see what that's like. Again, I'm Frank D'Amato. This is Living Therapy. If you like this meditation, if you really do want to take more joy, take a moment to subscribe. There's a little red button down there, which you probably know. And yeah, really leave a comment on how this, I really do want to know how this impacted you. It really affects me in a good way. I get very curious about your experience. And to me, this whole thing is about connecting to people. So I do need your comments to get a sense of feeling connected to you. Okay, thanks. Have a great day.